Hello physical fiends, how you doing? Just a quick video to bring your attention to some physical discounts that have caught my eye. Just a quickie. If you want to purchase them, check the links below, that massively helps out, especially with Video Games Plus, a great company with good shipping to the US, as well as free worldwide shipping if you spend over 80 Canadian dollars, which is about 60 US dollars. And once again, their website says Canadian dollars, but for this video, I'm converting it to US dollars, just for the rest of the world to better understand. Let's get into it. Earth Knight is a video game from Limited Run. It's not often you see their games get heavy discounts, but this one, Video Games Plus, have got it for 19 US dollars. I remember this game being publicized in a Nintendo Direct, so it's considered decent. It's a speedy platformer, something Sonic fans may like, even though I don't particularly like the art style. Air Conflicts Collection usually goes for about 40 bucks online, since it did go out of stock in most places. However, VGP are selling it for almost half of that, 22 US dollars brand new. That's a good price. Although I'm not 100% familiar with the games, I've heard they're fairly decent, if slightly unremarkable, but then again, these types of games don't come along often. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. I hate to call this a discount because it's still quite expensive, but the Asian Switch version at VGP has a small discount. In fact, it's still a tiny little bit more expensive than Play Asia, but considering that it instantly qualifies for free worldwide shipping, I think it might be the best way to pick this up if you don't already have it. 6 classic JRPGs in one package. You can't go wrong with that. I doubt it will ever get super cheap. Akiba Strip, Undead and Undressed, the Day 1 edition is going for 30 US dollars. This is the second game in the franchise, and it's one for the cultured folk out there. As you fight people, their clothes fly off, as you do. Some people love them, some people find them utterly shallow, so it's a bit of a Marmite game, and this Day 1 edition comes with some nice bonus material like a CD. Genesis Noir is down to 22 US dollars. This looks a bit artsy-fartsy, but even I have to admit, me, the man who can't waft the farts away fast enough, has to admit it looks really gorgeous and interesting. A noir adventure game with more style than you can imagine. Metaverse Keeper is just 15 US dollars, another limited run distribution title. This is a colorful top-down dungeon crawler, looks like Zelda, but it's procedurally generated because devs just can't help themselves. But it's supposed to be pretty good, and I don't think Mark Zuckerberg has anything to do with it. Persona 5 Tactica has a big discount already. It's down to 30 US bucks, which is not the biggest, but it's the cheapest it's ever been so far, and the game only just came out. It's highly rated, and VGP have other Persona 5 games and spin-offs for big discounts on all consoles, not just Switch. Same with Sonic. VGP are really trying to get rid of that hedgehog. Pretty much every modern release is discounted. Sonic Colors Ultimate on PS4 and Xbox is 11 bucks, for example. Sonic Superstars down to 30, which you may have heard Sega moaning about how it's not selling well. Well, now I think 30 is a really reasonable price. Just type in Sonic on VGP and you'll see discounts galore. Alright, let's switch over to the PS4 just for 1 second. Fury Unleashed Bang is a European exclusive game, and VGP have it discounted to just 11 US dollars, which is kind of crazy. Shame it's not the Switch version, but that's just me being selfish. It looks awesome, to be fair. If Metal Slug was a bit more of a standard platformer, that's basically what this is. Xbox, remember that? How about picking up Judgement for $11? It's a spin-off of the Yakuza series, and you're a detective investigating a serial murder case. Sounds awesome. Why haven't I played this yet? Other versions for different consoles are available, but the Xbox version is the cheapest. Oh yeah, its sequel, Lost Judgment, is also the same price. I actually had no idea it had a sequel until I started making this video. These Yakuza games, man, you just can't keep up with them. $11, that's worth it just to be able to play all the retro arcade games. I mean, it has Sonic the Fighters in it. I'm buying it just for that. I have to give a shout out to Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Xbox. I feel dirty for saying this because it's just $7. Nobody should be getting a game of this quality for $7 goddamn dollars. Pity it's not the Switch version, but hey, it's an amazing game. If you've got an Xbox, these aren't exactly common, these type. Alright, let's move on to Play Asia, just a quickie. You guys know that they currently have a 3 games for 100 bucks deal going on. It's not for everything, but there is a huge selection, and I covered it a little bit on a video over on Switch Watch, so I'm not going to go into too much detail there, aside from just mention it right now. But yeah, these are some other stuff, some other discounted things I want to talk about. If you want to purchase any of them, click my link, then you can get 5% off if you use the code Jordan24. So, they have Dead by Daylight Sadako Rising Edition, just $17. This is a Japanese exclusive release with English, one of the many expansions they have in the Dead by Daylight franchise, but this is the cheapest any of them have ever been, and it's the coolest one to boot. It's got Ringu content. Now, I don't know how these work in terms of like maybe downloads or only online. I'm really not an expert at all. I just think it's a cool price for a cool looking product. The Japanese version of Pac-Man World, just $18, which is quite a bit cheaper than the Western version. It plays in English, so don't worry as long as you don't care about the language on the actual box. This is a remake of a PS1 3D platformer that a lot of people are nostalgic for. I remember it being really solid. Beautiful Desolation is an import exclusive with English. It's just $21 for the Japanese version. It says there are only 2 left in stock as I'm writing this, about 12 hours before I publish the video, so hopefully it still has them for you. It's a really sweet adventure type game, a bit old school, lovely visuals. The Korean version of Disney Illusion Island, which plays in English, is just $21, which is a great price to pick up a rather commendable Metroidvania starring the Greedy Mouse and his friends. I have the Japanese version myself and it's pretty fun. Mario Strikers Battle League, they have the Korean version there as well. This one just for $24. That's a first party Nintendo title and they rarely get as low as this. Even the ones that aren't even big hitters like Mario Strikers. I think most people forgot this existed, but for that price, it's time to wake up and remember. Nexomon Double Pack, 2 Pokemon-style RPGs in one. The European version is just $24 at PlayAsia right now. That's a super great price and a lot more affordable than the North American version. If you miss old school Pokemon, then be sure to get this. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, the hack and slash sequel, not the strategy game. Well, if you want this but don't want Nintendo prices, then maybe pick up the Australian version, which PlayAsia have for just $24 as well. Wow. The Asian version of Sonic Frontiers is $27, which doesn't sound like a huge deal, at least not huge enough to go outside your region for a purchase, but I love the artwork on it. It is way better than the Western artwork in my opinion, so yeah, if you want some variation, now's a good time to pick this one up. Alright, let's move on to Serenity Forge. They have their own small web store with some really nice merchandise for their games, but they also sell their games as well, and they got a couple of discounts for you. I mentioned Genesis Noir before. Well, they have their collector's edition, heavily discounted. It's down to $50, down from $120, and you actually get a watch with it. That's pretty snazzy, although it doesn't have numbers on it, so it's only for super smart people. It looks really nice. Same with Dungeon Munchies, but only the PS4 version is discounted there. Sadly, it doesn't have a watch, but pretty cool nonetheless. And who can forget Doki Doki Literature Club? Sadly, only the PS4 version is on sale, but it's the premium edition with the mini standees, and that's just $20. Great deal for a great game if you're a PlayStation 4 owner. Alright, that's it for my affiliate earnings, but I do want to point out Aksys Games. Yeah, Aksys Games. Did you know they have their own web store? Well, if you like collector's editions of Otomes, well, you probably did. But if you didn't, then they have a couple of deals I would certainly purchase myself. Firstly, the Switch and PS5 versions of Monu and the stupidly long title, already down to $25 on their website. That's cheap. Feels like it only just came out. A super quirky game with a super quirky name. Spooky Spirit Shooting Gallery. Why do I want this game so much? I really have no idea. It was only available in Japan for a long while, and I wanted it then, and it now has a North American release, and I want it now. Their web store has it for only $20. God damn, actually that's probably the price it should have started at for what it is, but look at it, I want it. And that's it for this video. Which deals have taken your fancy? Which ones will you be picking up, if any at all? Do you have any money left after, it's New Year? You've had a paycheck since Christmas, right? You must have. Anyways, if you do want to purchase any of them, please use the links below. I greatly appreciate it, massively supports me. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Take care.